y'all, welcome back to my channel. Channel.
DJ
I can call you my baby boy. You can call me your baby girl. Hit me up with the spare time. Lately you've been on my mind. I can call you my baby boy. You can
Drink from Wendy's. Fire. It's a lemonade, just plain lemonade. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Before we can get to the video, make sure you guys go follow my social media. IG up here somewhere at Slaybabes _. Let's get into it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Debbie. If you're new here, hey, welcome. My name is Debbie, and if you're here from my last video, what's up, girl? How are you? I hope you're doing good, because I'm doing good. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about my healing journey, and it's going to be the episode because I personally don't want to make this video too long for you guys, so I'm going to just kind of work my way. So this one is going to be about my healing journey, what was my childhood like growing up, and yeah. All right, y'all, so I have a list full of everything in my notes about what this video is going to be about. Guys, I didn't really have a childhood growing up. When I say I didn't have a childhood growing up, I mean I didn't have the childhood growing up like everybody normal life had. Yeah, I wasn't properly loved by my parents or my families. In the Asian community, love for us was buying material things for you is what called love, because that's their way of showing like I love you, like here I bought you this, I love you, you know. It was no love, no emotionally or physically love. It's more like, hey, I'm gonna buy you something type of love. I don't know what's up with that. It must be just like an Asian passed down generation thing. I know a lot of Asian kids go through the same thing, and they would say the same thing, that they didn't really have love growing up either. That was just like the environment of the Asian culture. As a child, I was the darker skinned Asian growing up. Like if I could put a picture up and show you guys, I would. And I was really dark. Like my nickname was the darker Asian girl, but I don't want to say it on here because I don't want anybody feeling offended. And I was bullied from my families, from other people's kids. It was just odd. Like it was not normal. I was literally hurt, and I would take that as a joke because I was so hurt inside that I didn't want to feel bad for myself. I didn't want to be sad. So I took that as like a joke that everybody was just calling me the darker Asian girl. But as I grow up, it's like really disrespectful. Like it's rude to call somebody that. My culture, we were forced to worship Buddha and respect Buddha, the statue. I don't really know much about Buddha. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't want to sit here and explain to you guys what Buddha living was like, because I didn't really take it too serious. I didn't really take worshiping Buddha or respecting Buddha serious. I just knew that I had to go to the temple, like I had to bow down to a statue, and it was just like, what am I doing this for again? And my main thing is that we were just praying to our ancestors. I don't really want to get into it because I know better as a person now, and I don't really want to speak on that religion. Growing up as a child, I didn't have a TV in my room. I don't know if you guys had a TV in your room or anything, but all I had was a radio. Yeah, a radio. Remember back then, the radio was just it. Like listening to the radio was just like all the hot music was coming on. So all I had was CD burning and radio. And when things go bad, I'm the oldest of 3 brothers, the only girl in the family. And my role as a child or growing up was me taking care of my younger siblings. I had to play that role of watching them and just kind of babysit pretty much, and just watch over them. And I didn't have no life to experience anything. I couldn't go and hang out with my friends or experience life or anything because I had to watch over my younger siblings. It was so difficult, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie. My parents were really strict on me. They wouldn't let me do anything. I couldn't do anything, pretty much. Lived in a small town where my aunt's house was just really up the street, and all we did was just kind of go back and forth as kids, walking up the street. And like a couple blocks away, I'm not there, my family would call my aunt's house and it's like, is Debbie at your house? And then if I'm not there, they would flip out. Like, they would go crazy on me if I was to leave my aunt's house and not come back home. I would like sneak out and I would lie, constantly lie to my parents and my family members, like, hey, I'm going here, and then I end up going somewhere else, just because I wanted to escape reality. I wanted to escape that environment because it was just too much for me as a child. I didn't get no love. My parents are still together. I didn't get the proper love from my parents like I should. They would usually buy our love, such as like buying us materialistic things just to make us feel better. And yeah, I was lacking that, and it was really bad. I was lacking that as a young girl growing up. Don't know what love is like, don't know how to give love, don't even know what it's like to just love somebody without showing no emotions. I learned that love is buying something for somebody. There was no physically hugs, there were no kisses or anything from my parents. For that, I made it this far because God has brought me through just a lot, and it made me who I am today. I did not have nothing besides a radio just to listen to music, and when things goes wrong in the family, I would just go sit in my room. I would sit in my room and just lock myself in there and just blast music. Just kind of be in my own little emotional phase and deal with my own emotions. There was nobody I could really talk to or go to because the environment that I was in was already toxic. And they were all already drowning themselves with alcohol, and just, they would party and they would invite other people's friends over, and literally people would go in and out the house like with no respect. It's like the Asian culture would see each other as family, even if we don't know that person for years or a long time. Until I actually realized that this is not what I want. This is not what I want to be living like. It was damaging me as a person, mentally, physically, emotionally, and I had so much on me that I was just going through a phase mentally and physically. There was a lot of partying going on. There was lots of messy drama. Like, everybody knew somebody's drama, and they would tell the whole family, and it would go down and down the line. It was, my parents were young. They didn't know any better, which is, I forgive them. They didn't know any better because they had us pretty young too, so they wanted to always party and drink. That was mainly what the Asian culture was about, is partying, drinking, doing drugs, all the above, y'all. If you guys can name it, you guys name it. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't deal with it. Us as kids, we're supposed to call them aunt and uncle and consider their kids as our cousins, which is kind of weird because we would call them cousins, and then years down later, we know we don't really have no relationship. So, and then our parents would have their parents get with their kids, and our parents get with our kids, connect each other, try to marry each other into the culture. It was too much, and I did not want that. I didn't want that. I wanted to be outside of the culture. I didn't want to marry another Asian person. I just never really understood it. Me growing up as a teenager, I was known as the disrespectful Asian child because I didn't follow the rules. I was respected because I wanted outside of the culture, and I would sneak out the house. I would just do everything to get out of the culture. Like, I would do everything. I would go out and just go hang out with my friends and just be out and just experience life, because you know me, as I never had a childhood growing up at all. My parents didn't even teach me how to ride a bike. I had somebody else, older sibling, teach me how to ride a bike. It was that bad, to the point where I didn't know what it's like growing up and to be a woman and know anything about just becoming who I needed to be as a young lady or a woman. I started smoking weed at a young age. I started smoking weed where I think it was kind of late sophomore year, and I fell into just bad crowds and hanging out with bad friends, and they were influencing me to just be with somebody or be in a relationship. But mind you guys, me growing up, I didn't know what being a friend was like either. Being a friend to me meant commitment. Like, you have to let me know what you're up to, or we're gonna be best friends forever.
Stop it. Get some help.
And that comes down from childhood traumas where I didn't get no love growing up. So I was dealing with wanting love from other people and other things, knowing I did not know how to love myself. And that was so difficult for me, you guys. I have to deal with a lot during my childhood traumas. And I want to talk about this into my next video. I was dealing with it. I also was a very people pleaser as well. That somebody wanted, I would do and go an extra mile just to do it for them. Because I wanted to be liked. I wanted to fit in with the crowd. I wanted to fit in and be a friend. I wanted just to fit in with the family and all that stuff, y'all. It was just difficult to me, and yeah. This video has been on like random things, but I'm here to share my story. I am thankful for God removing myself out from that environment, because God has seen everything that was going on in that family that I no longer fit in. Of me growing up is that I knew that I was made different. So many times growing up from my older siblings and just other people's family, parents, my whole life, I was made fun of, and I didn't know any better, you know. I wasn't taught properly, so I took everything as a joke just to cover that emotion side in me. And yeah, today I am a new person, and I realize everything is just what God has made me to be today. And it made me a stronger person to know who I am, where am I valued, and just praying and for God to just keep me going throughout life, and to continue to stand firm on my belief in Jesus Christ. And you guys, I'm thankful that I'm here today, that it didn't break me. To be honest, I don't even know how I survived all those crazy childhood things growing up. But I give glory to God for everything that He has done for me to be here today, to talk about my testimonies and to just share my experience in life, what I went through. yeah, you guys, so my next video, I'm gonna be talking about my childhood traumas, what I had dealt with. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to cut this video short. I didn't want to really make it too long. I will see you guys in my next video. And don't forget that God loves you, and stay blessed, y'all. This is the first episode that I'm gonna be talking about my healing journey. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.